Okay, today we're talking about seeking the good and praising it. Now remember, we started a series last week when we're going to be going over some very simple ideas that you will say, I already knew that. But we're going over it because I need to hear it again. And if I need to hear it again, you likely do too. So, breathe. And we're going to go back and we're going to adjust some of our building blocks of life. All right. Seek the good and praise it. You've all heard that term, haven't you? All right. Several years ago, there was a saying that was going around when something would happen or people would talk about something, they'd say, it's all good. Do they still say that?
Yeah.
It's all good. Well, being seasoned and having seen many things come and go, when I first heard that, it was like, really? Really? Have you looked at it carefully? Are you sure you haven't missed something there? Not accepting that when someone said it, they're saying, look, whatever happened, I'm going to let it go, I'm going to accept it, I'm going to pass it on. And that was really a good thing to do, wasn't it? But the mother in you, the friend in you, the boss in you goes, let's just make sure it really is all good, you know? That's our human nature. Our human nature is to want to look at every detail, to want to look at what brought us here, where are we going, all of the details of life, instead of just accepting and rolling with it. But there is some value in accepting and rolling with it. So, inherent in every human being is a spark of divinity. Everybody, every human being, it is the spark of the divine that is good. It is good. It animates us. It makes us alive. It gives us life and breath. It is in every human being that walks the earth. So, every human being is inherently good. Isn't that amazing? Inherently good. So, seeking the good and praising it, isn't that an interesting thought? To begin to look at every being as if they are good. But sometimes this goodness is shrouded in self-centered ambitions. But that's still good, isn't it? Self-centered ambitions? Sometimes when that person who's shrouded in self-centered ambitions comes toward us, we don't always understand the good they're bringing, because we see them as seeking good for themselves. And it makes us step back. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then what do you sense or see about that person? They're not so good to you anymore, are they? They become, interesting. Someone you don't want to invite over for dinner. Someone you'd rather not be on your planet, actually. And then we focus on not the good. But the reality is, there's still good underlying all behavior. And that's really hard for us to understand. We are so multifaceted. We are so multifaceted. Even in that moment when we're self-centered and we're going out seeking good, we're seeking good for self, aren't we? We're not worried about what's good for you. I'm worried about what can you do that will be good for me. But there's still a base of good there, right? So we want to start looking at people as that spark of divinity and multifaceted instead of freezing people in a moment of their behavior. If we can let go of judging other people and can see them as good, our whole life will begin to shift. You know, we have people in our world, and we all do it, where they have a predominant behavior, and so we classify them as the controller. Oh, they're the controller. Oh, no. Or the whiner. They whine all the time, you know. And then every time we see them, what are they going to do to us? They're going to whine or control or whatever they do because we expect that of them. But even in the energy, if we begin to look at them differently, because what is a controller? But someone who loves the details. Isn't that good? They love the details. Can I use a controller in my world every now and then? Absolutely. Sign them up. You see, whining people. You know anybody that whines all the time? Do you know what they are demonstrating? They're afraid of their own greatness. They're afraid of being great. They're afraid of the goodness that's in them. So if you looked at someone when they're having that moment and you just realize they're afraid of their greatness, just realize that. What if you just demonstrated and called forth within them their greatness? You recognize they can be great. Taking our vision from the single facet into the multifacet of an individual allows you to see the goodness. You know? And how often do we do that? We only do it with people that are close to us because we're forced to. I have to live with this person. I must find a way to harmonize. People that we're not forced to be in contact with, it's just so easier just to classify them and let them go. Just classify them and let them go. But what if we woke up every morning and thought, this world is full of people who are inherently good? How would our world change? It'd be a lot better. It would be a lot better. I know the little children, when they go to school, they don't go to school thinking everybody in my school's bad. Most of them. They go to school thinking, whoo, my buddies. Yay, we're good. We're having a good time. You know? To have that joyful expectation that everyone's going to work together for something harmonious. When we seek the good in the individual, we're calling forth that beautiful good within them and everything around them. Now, when you complain about someone, you know what you're calling for? What you're complaining about within them. I won't get that complicated. Let's make it simple. I'm going to keep it simple today. All right. Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple today. I wanted to share with you a story in the Aquarian. And this is a familiar story, but I like it. It's one of my favorites. Jesus is visiting a village. He's doing his ministry, and there's been a fire. And he put the fire out, and everybody's great. And so they go back to the meal that they were having. And because he put the fire out, everybody knows this man has some energy. You know, he's got some God things going on. Here it is. He put the fire out, and it says, a little child came in and stood by his side. She placed her hand on his arm, and she said, please, Master Jesus, hear me. My father is a drunken man. My mother works from morn till night, and she brings her wages home, and my father snatches them, and then he squanders every cent for drink. And mother and the little ones and I are hungry. Please, Master Jesus, come with me and touch my father's heart. He is so good and kind when he's just himself. I know it's the wine that makes another man of him. Sweet request, isn't it? From the heart of a child. And what does she sing? She's singing the good in her dad. She's singing the good in her dad. Jesus went out. He found the wretched home. And he spoke in kindness to the mother and the other little ones. And he found the bed of straw where the drunken man was. He took him by the hand and he said, my brother man, made in the image and likeness of our Father God, will you arise and come with me? Your neighbors are in sore distress. They have lost all they had in this fierce fire, and men must build their homes again, and you and I must lead the way. And the man got up, and the two of them walked arm in arm to view the damage. They heard the mothers crying, the children crying in the streets. And Jesus said, my friend, here is work for you to do. Just lead the way in helpfulness, and I'm sure the men of Bethany will furnish you with the means and the help. And a spark of hope that had so long been smothering in the man was fanned into a flame. He threw his ragged coat aside, and he was himself again. He called for help, not for himself, but for the homeless people, and everyone helped, and the ruined homes were built again. Then he saw his own poor den, and his heart was stirred into the depths. And the pride of manhood filled his soul. And he said, this wretched den shall be a home. And he worked as he had never worked before, and everybody helped. And in a little while the den became a home indeed. Flowers of love bloomed everywhere. The mother and the little ones were filled with joy, and the father never drank again. A man was saved, and no one ever said a word about neglect or drunkenness, nor urged him to reform. How beautiful is that story? Seek the good and praise it. You know, when Jesus Christ did his healings, never did he go to anyone and say, how in the world did you create this disease? What were you thinking and what did you do? Never did he judge anyone when they came in a less than condition and bring to their awareness that they had created a less than condition. He always looked at the light. And this is a very powerful story because this story is surrounded in an activity of a social activity that we can even recognize in our world when we ourselves are continually feeding a behavior that doesn't bring us what we want. You know, and how often has our family or friends or someone said to us, stop doing what you're doing, stop doing what you're doing? How often do we feel like we need to go to someone and say, stop doing what you're doing? And how effective is it when we do? It's not. It's not effective when we do. But to go to them and say, you know, you are really inherently good. I know you can figure this out. I know you're doing what you need to do. I know you have the power to do something greater. And looking at not what's wrong or broken, but what is good within that person. It's a powerful challenge for us to do this. But what a powerful gift that we give to the earth when we do. To look at the good instead of the challenge that that person might be experiencing. And let me tell you, that person is a master creator equal to you, and they went out of their way to create this environment so they would learn something. We have no right to judge where they are. We have an opportunity to love the good within them. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, loving other people and seeing the good in them. Challenging, yes? Even more challenging is loving self and seeing the good in self. How often do we take our own inventory and make ourselves fabulous? Or do we take our own inventory and focus on that which is not working? I know people all the time who have bad days. We have bad days. Oh, I had a bad day. And you have a bad day and you go home and you carry the bad day with you, and it's a bad day, now it's a bad day for your family, and it's a bad day for everybody. You know? Just a bad day. And you wallow in these bad days. They're just bad. You know? But when you have a good day and everything's great, do you take that home to your family?
No, I save it up.
We typically don't. We typically don't go home and say, it was a great day, fantastic day, let's make it a fantastic night, let's do something fun, come on guys. We typically go home with our good day and we go, okay, what's happening here? What are you guys going to do for me now? Instead of bringing the joy, walking in the door and saying, hey, no matter what problems you're going through, it's been a great day for me, we're having a great night. Y'all, we're going to look at the good and we're just going to party. Self-love, seeing good with self, honoring good with self, inventorying self, holding that energy of self is so important. In the Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East series, there is a story that occurred, I believe, around the 1900s. So get that in your brain, 1900s. There were a group of healers in New York, and they had been experimenting with a different approach to healing. And they invited 90 people who had been given up on by the medical profession of that day. They were terminal. Of course, that's 1900s. And they brought these people in on stretchers, and they brought them into this space. And they began to ask them, what have you been focusing on? Where's your attention been going? And every one of them, to a man, said, oh, well, of course, my disease. Of course, this thing that's growing inside of me. I'm dying, you know? And they took their focus and put their focus on the healthy aspect of their body, the organs that were functioning. They put their focus on the good that they had inside. Do you see the difference? Every one of them walked out of the building. Every one of them healed. Because their focus went to health instead of disease. Every one of us is multifaceted. Every one of us has moments, you know? And I've said a million times, Patrick and I both, as leaders of this church, will give you ample opportunities to exercise the art of forgiveness. We will. We have our moments. We're multifaceted. But every one of us has good. We have this beautiful spark of divinity that will never tarnish. And we have this beautiful light that's flowing through us. If we are standing up and taking breath, there's health in us. If there's health in our bodies, there's health in our spirit, there's health in our minds, there's health in our souls. Taking your inventory. Do you ever just say, I'm just so fabulous? I am a fabulous channel. I'm a fabulous channel. I'm telling y'all that. I am a fabulous channel. I have a humble heart. And I do have a humble heart. See, I can be saying I'm a fabulous channel and have a humble heart. How powerful is that?
Pretty powerful.
Pretty powerful. I am also very pure-hearted and very tender-hearted. And you may not know that.
We know.
Yeah. Have a pure heart and a tender heart. Being willing to declare your goodness. Are you a great teacher? Are you a great person? Do you love cats? Oh my gosh, how many people love cats? It's a great quality. Loving cats, loving dogs. All of these things are good within us. Yet I would challenge you, if I ask you to get up every morning for 7 days and declare what you are good at, I believe you would be stumped. It's something different every day. I believe you'd be stumped after a while. Or you'd forget. Or that's too hard. Or I did something totally unforgivable yesterday, so I can't think of anything good today. See? Seek the good and praise it. When we seek the good, what does that mean? Look for it. Don't wait for it to come and appear before you. Look for it. Praising it means you put energy into it. You're investing energy into it. And what you invest energy into becomes bigger. Seek the good and praise it. We can seek the good in one another. We can seek the good in ourselves. And then, if you can feel the good in you, you will automatically seek the good in every situation. You won't go, man, how did this happen? What am I doing here? Oh, frustration to the max. You will stop. If you feel good about yourself and something crazy happens, you know what I'm talking about. When you end up in those situations where those self-centered people are coming at you and you're going, oh, or anything, you will automatically seek the good in that situation. What good is going to come of this? And then the saying, it's all good, becomes real. What good is going to come of this? Not it's all good because I'm dismissing it, or I'm just accepting it, but it's all good because I'm calling forth good. Something good is here. Something good is here. Something good is here. And you may not always see it. Okay? We went for a walk just last week. I was meditated up. I was prayed up. I was feeling great. I was with spirit. I was happy. Chatty Cathy. On our little walk, we run into someone. How you doing? Chat. Slip out a secret like that. Didn't even realize I was doing it. Oh my goodness. It was a surprise good secret, but oh my goodness. And I felt so bad. And you know, after I chastised myself for a second, I said to Patrick, how could this have happened? I'm prayed up. I've been talking to God. Something good must happen here. This cannot be what it looks because I'm not in that space. Something good must come of this. And I'm trusting something good will come of it. Things happened the way they needed to happen, I suppose. Maybe I was being used as that wonderful channel that I am. You know, we just don't know. But there's good in that. There's good in that situation. Does that make sense? All right. When we seek the good in ourselves and we seek the good in situations, we are seeing God. We always want to have that closer walk with God, don't we? And we want to have those moments where God just impinges upon us and we're just filled with this download of presence and knowing. But you know, God also speaks to us in joy. When we're in the flow, when we're happy and things are moving, that's the presence of God as well. God's with us in everything. But don't you feel God in that energy? When you begin to seek the good, you're actually seeking God. And you're finding God. Because God is good. God is good. Very basic, elementary concepts. Seek the good and praise it. If you've ever used it for another person, you've seen the miracle of it. If you've ever used it to pull yourself up, you've seen the miracle of it. If you've ever used it in a situation, you've seen that bunny rabbit come out of the hat for the most craziest things you've ever seen. From financial miracles to emotional miracles to healing miracles, because we're seeking it. Very, very simple. Yes? How many of us remember it every day? I have half a hand. We are the absolute perfect children of God. We are perfect. That spark of divinity is perfect. And we have this wonderful right that we were given to choose the life we live. To choose that life. If we just sought good, that makes the heavy complexities simple, doesn't it? It lifts a lot of the complexities into the simple little line. I'm just going to see the good here. But I'm not going to really see the good here if I don't see the good in you, and if I don't see the good in me. That's when I'm going to see the good in the situation. How easy is this? How powerful is this? All right. I am a fabulous channel, and you are fabulous children of God. And each one of you has such a gift that you brought to the planet. Doesn't matter what it is, such a gift to share, to be, to express, to create. Everyone brought that. Now, it's just like we tell you when you're growing a tomato, yelling at the tomato plant does not make it give more fruit. Yelling at yourself because you haven't done what you know you're supposed to do is not going to help you. Knowing that you have this gift to share and praising it will help you bear fruit. Just like praising the tomato plant helps it bear tomatoes. And that's scientific fact. You all know that. All right. So now it's time to praise this beautiful light that you have within. Everybody got it? Mm-hmm. Everybody say, I'm a beautiful, fabulous child of God.
I'm a beautiful, fabulous child of God.
That was almost good. And now say, I am wonderful.
I am wonderful.
Okay. We're getting there. All right, let's put our feet on the floor. Take a breath and just feel a beautiful column of light come over you. And just let it be whatever color it needs to be. Image it in, pretend it, imagine it. It doesn't matter. And as you feel this space of safety, there's no one else in the room but you. Feel that beautiful love of God coming through you. And in this space of safety, I want you to imagine, just gather a group of people who have been ignoring you. Anyone you've been having to deal with that you've been less than supportive of or less than accepting of. And I know there's someone for everyone in this room. Whoever comes forward is the perfect person, and it just could be the checkout lady that when you bought your groceries. It doesn't matter. As you see the group gather, 1, 2, 3 or many, I want you to begin to see what you had been thinking about them. Annoyed, disappointed, whatever. Can you feel what you were thinking about them? Now begin to look into their eyes and begin to see the spark of light in their heart. And begin to realize that they too are creating their world, unique to them. And that experience you had with them somehow played into this creation. Begin to see their goodness. Look into their heart and see their goodness. When you can see it, say, okay. Those of you that can't, keep trying. If you need help, just ask Jesus Christ to come and be by your side. And let your eye just go to the heart center of this person. And see the goodness, see the light begin to grow. And as you do, become aware of your feeling for that person. Do you still feel like you felt a moment ago? Is the tension still there? Or is there surprise and wonder and interest? Some of you may actually have moved into love for this person. But feel the energy of tension gone. And in your heart, send a blessing to them and just simply say, I see your goodness and I wish you the best. And as you do, they will fall away. Simply from your energy field, they will fall away. Feel them going. Feel your focus coming back to your heart. Are you clear? Focus back now on you. Feel the love within your own heart and begin to think of all the goodness that you have. Begin to think of the qualities that you want to carry out in the world. Maybe you want to create, work in a certain way. And as you think of each quality, say to yourself, I am a fabulous teacher. I am a fabulous healer. I'm a fabulous accountant. Whatever you want to say. Parent. And now go deeper. Go deeper into that light. And feel the heart of God that is in your heart. I am a fabulous child of God. Feel the whole energy field around you shifting and changing and expanding. I am a light of God. Feel the love pouring through you. Feel the love showering from you, to you and through you. And feel love and goodness now moving out into your world. I see the good in the people. I see the good in myself. I see the good in my world. Feel yourself expanding. Feel the light so bright. I am good. Father, Mother God, bless each one here tonight. Let us hold that energy of goodness. Let us hold that energy of peace. I ask that that beautiful path before each one be filled with goodness that they can see and touch and taste and measure. And we thank you. We thank you that as we seek good, we see you. Feel that beautiful connection. Take a breath. Send your light into the room. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. You know what your homework is. Do you think you can do it? I think you can. I think you can. I am good. You are good. Say, I am good.
I am good.
And you can say, you're good too.
You are good.
Thank you. Yay, God.
You got it.